baseball fields located right behind Simmons Elementary School as the Hatboro-Horsham baseball team hosts the Upper Moreland Golden Bears in a crosstown rival matchup. I am your host, Caitlin Gelhaus, alongside Scott Aaron. He is not shy to the camera as he has been involved with many different HHTV sponsored programs. Scott is going to analyze today's game alongside me, and right now he's going to tell us a little bit about what the baseball team has brought to the plate this far in the season. Scott, take it away.
So the Hatters are now tied for fourth with Springfield High School, and they're tied at three wins because we go by points here. Each win is worth 1 point. Now, Quakertown, as you can see, is taking off with this conference. They really only have battles from Wissahickon and Plymouth Whitemarsh at this point, as they're 6-1, and Hatboro-Horsham being tied for fourth is at 3 wins, so they're 3 points back. That's a pretty big margin to make up. However, today's rival, Upper Moreland, is only 1 point back and could put a lot of pressure on if this game stays tight. So we could see some interesting things there. Or they could put a lot of pressure on everybody if they manage to win this game. Now, the Hatters are in fourth place, not so much thanks to their offense. However, number 44, sophomore Jake Bianchini, has been a really bright spot on this team. He leads the team in batting average with a .379, on base percentage with a .438, and in runs with 7. He is definitely fulfilling his role as a leadoff hitter.
All right, Scott, thank you so much for that report. We're going to be right back after this commercial break. Once again, I'm your host, Caitlin Gelhaus, alongside Scott Aaron for HHTV. Stick around for some baseball action.
The Emmy Award-winning Hatboro-Horsham television network provides a variety of programming serving the HH community, from news about our school district to our award-winning sports coverage, to special events throughout the whole district. HHTV informs, educates, and entertains our community. We can be viewed on cable and YouTube. Come check us out. HHTV, your source of school district news, information, and entertainment.
All right, folks, we are back on this beautiful day in Horsham, Pennsylvania. It's a little breezy, but we're ready for some baseball. Right now, we're going to take a look at head coach for Hatboro-Horsham. That's Pete Moore.
Now, he's in his 17th season with Hatboro-Horsham, and in those 16-plus seasons, he has 185 wins. Now, that's a lot in a long time.
And now we're going to take a look at the starting defensive lineup for the Hatters. We have at first base Anthony Bruno, second base Josh Hebner, third base Sean Gledhill, shortstop Jake Bianchini, left field Jimmy Tooley, center field Jake Mason, right field Shane Carpenter, catcher Benny Wilson, and pitcher Alex Krim.
Now, Alex Krim, even though he is 0-2 on this season, he has a 1.4 ERA, which is super low, and he has 7 walks and 13 strikeouts, which is a really good ratio. Now, Upper Moreland's batting order is first number 16, Dombrowski, then Jack Dombrowski, the center fielder, then Cole Kitchen, the second baseman, then Kevin Walder, the third baseman, then Ryan Gibbs, the catcher, then Dawson Ruggles, the shortstop, then Connor O'Donnell, the pitcher, then Thomas Longstreth, the left fielder, then Trey Cuozo, the first baseman, and Kevin Davis, the designated hitter.
All right. Looks like the team is shaking hands right now. The Hatters are prepping for the start of their game against crosstown rival, the Upper Moreland Golden Bears. We're going to send you to a commercial break. We'll be right back after this for the start of the baseball game.
You are watching HHTV, the 2017 Emmy Award-winning television network.
And we are back. We're about to kick off some baseball action as the Hatters have made their way onto the field. As you can see, Alex Krim is warming up his arm, and he is going to start out as pitcher for the varsity team today. The Upper Moreland Bears will be batting first. And Scott, who do we have batting first for the Bears?
Up first, we have Dombrowski, and we don't have much on the Bears, unfortunately. But as a leadoff hitter, one thing you have to focus on is paying attention to the strike zone, which is super hard on the first at-bat of the game. But look for him to be using the typical strike zone of about knees to mid-chest and the width of the plate as the umpire, what the umpire should be basing his strike zone on. Now, leadoff hitters should be trying to get on base as much as possible, whether through a walk, a hit, a home run even, to start the game off with a bang, get a nice run in there, first batter. But well, it should be interesting seeing this first battle. It usually is for me.
Yes, and off the topic of that, Scott, one of the cool facts about this Hatters team is that they're very young. We got a message from the head coach, Pete Moore, and he stated that they did lose quite a few seniors last year, and actually 2 of them went to play Division I baseball. And you know, this team, we talked about Jake Bianchini, he's a sophomore, Anthony Bruno, sophomore, very young team. It's a bright future for the Hatters for sure, and they're not doing too bad this season. They're currently 3-5 overall, and right now we have Dombrowski taking his first hit. So here we go for some baseball action. First pitch is a strike.
And you see Krim getting some of the signs, taking a little bit to start off.
That was a ball. Now he's at 1-1. Nice crack at that bat, going out to right field. And it's caught by Jimmy Tooley, sophomore.
That was Shane Carpenter, a senior, in right field. Jimmy Tooley's playing left field.
My bad. I cannot even tell who is who with these uniforms, honestly. It's kind of like football, you know. You can't tell unless unless their helmets are off.
Yeah, sometimes.
Except for like Jake Bianchini, he has long hair, so you can pick him out very easily.
That pitch to Kitchen comes in a little bit high for a ball. Counts 1-0. And that one's fouled really high over the backstop. Hope everybody's okay in the JNC parking lot back there.
Yeah, we have some runners from, looks like track, running around. And I hope that none of them got hit, because that did go back pretty far.
I don't think so. Looks like they're getting the ball back now, so
oh, yeah.
Everybody's okay.
Oh, nice hit. Almost same spot. Mason and Carpenter. And that's second out for the Hatters. Play made by Jake Mason out there in center field. Top of the first, 2 outs. The Hatters containing the Bears, not letting anybody get on base as of right now, as most of the Bears' hits are just pop flies.
Weak little fly balls into the outfield. That pitch is really low, almost gets through the catcher's 5-hole, as they call it in hockey.
Yeah, and Alex Krim, another cool fact about him, he is attending Rider University next year for baseball. I believe he is the only one out of the class of 2018 who will be continuing his baseball career to the next level. So a huge congratulations to him, and you can see why he will be going there.
That last pitch was a little bit outside. That one was a little bit questionable on the upper side. I'm noticing looking out that the middle infielders, the second baseman and shortstop, are playing a little bit deeper than they might always. I'm wondering if they're expecting a little bit of a weaker hit just to keep it away from those outfielders. Try and get it into the gap maybe between the outfielders and the infielders.
Yes, I've noticed that. Shortstop and second base, both playing almost to the grass line.
That's fouled popped up. Everybody on both benches started yelling foul as I saw it heading towards the fence to make sure nobody was going to hit anything.
And they're yelling heads up.
That too.
But really, it should be heads down.
Okay, relax.
Because what if you put your head up and then you get hit right in the face?
I know somebody who did that once.
Oh, that must have hurt.
It was a volleyball, luckily.
Oh, good.
A little bit soft.
Another one.
So the count stays 2-2 with that foul ball.
Now that was in the runner's lane. Thank goodness there are no runners back there right now.
And one of the HH players is running down to get it. That went a long way backwards. He's almost over into the practice football field back there.
Walter's count is 2-2 with 2 outs.
That one's a little bit low. The count runs full.
Let's see if Alex Krim can finish this one out strong. If not, somebody in the field can if he gets a hit off of this one. And he struck him out.
Swing and a miss. Put a little bit of heat behind that one.
That takes us to the bottom of the first. The Upper Moreland Bears already making their way out onto the field to play defense. And we have first up to bat, number 44, Jake Bianchini for the Hatters. Here we have a replay of the strikeout pitch.
Now that goes pretty much right down the middle, but as you can see, it breaks a little bit to the outside on the batter, so it's harder to get a read on it, and he swings right over the top of it. Okay, first up we have Jake Bianchini. We talked about him at the top of the show. Really dynamic offensive player playing shortstop. Then we have Jimmy Tooley, the left fielder, a freshman. We're going to see how he can do out here. He doesn't get as many starts as everybody else because he is younger. Then we have second baseman Josh Hebner. Then we have first baseman Anthony Bruno batting cleanup. Then we have third baseman Sean Gledhill, center fielder Jake Mason, catcher Benny Wilson, DH Matt Johnson, and right fielder Shane Carpenter. And the pitcher is Connor O'Donnell for Upper Moreland, number 18. We'll see in these first few batters what he's throwing. Seems to be putting a little bit of heat on in the warm-up, just from what we can see. So we'll see if he keeps with that the entire game or if he can slow it down a little bit too.
So right now we're at 0 all across the board. Bottom of the first inning. Let's see what Jake Bianchini is going to bring to the plate this time.
Now, one thing I have noticed just looking at this is that Hatboro-Horsham went with a traditional designated hitter, batting Matt Johnson for Alex Krim, the pitcher. However, Upper Moreland has batted Kevin Davis for John Reese, the right fielder. I'm wondering if their pitcher is somebody who's a stronger hitter right now, or if they just happen to have a right fielder who can't bat, or maybe he's hurt. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Most levels you can't put a DH in for somebody who's not a pitcher. First pitch from O'Donnell is a ball low on Jake Bianchini. And then a foul ball from Bianchini. That one stays in the grounds, luckily. That was headed right for some fans sitting next to the dugout.
You are kidding. And that wind is picking up. That definitely is a factor in today's game. I mean, our papers are blowing everywhere. And
that was a swing and a miss. Swung a little bit over that one. And that is a strikeout. Now, as Caitlin said, the wind will be a factor, especially on a ball hit down the first base line. The wind's blowing across from first base into left field. So something that's hit down the first base line could quite likely end up being fair just from that. So that could cause a hit if somebody misreads the ball. And first pitch to Jimmy Tooley is a ball. That was well outside. So the count runs to 2-0. And down low. Count runs to 3-0. Now the batter has a little bit of room to work with. You very rarely see a batter swing on a 3-0 count. But if he sees something he likes, he might take it. And that one was high. 4-pitch walk.
So as you were saying, he chose not to swing as it was high, and he got the walk. So now we have a Hatter on base. Now up to bat is Josh Hebner for the Hatters.
That was a little bit inside.
Yeah, that was very inside.
Count runs to 1-0. O'Donnell seems to have a little bit quicker of a rhythm going from pitch to pitch.
Foul ball headed for the football practice field. Just kidding.
Now, that one was headed more towards the parking lot. Hope everybody's cars are okay back there. As there's a little bit of a foot race going on between a player from each team there running for that one.
Let's go, Doc. Come on, kid.
Count runs to 2-1.
Tooley taking a little bit of a lead there on first base. Nice rip! Oh my gosh!
Tooley got a good jump there.
That ball just hit the umpire in the, I don't even know what. Did you just see that?
I did not. I was watching the runner.
It happened so fast. That ball would have kept going, I guarantee, past second base, maybe into the outfield. That umpire was just
walking it off.
smacked.
Looks like he's telling the coach he was hitting the knee.
Here we have a replay. So Scott, take a look. He got nailed.
That hit him right in the center mass.
Oh my goodness. And now I guess the rule is he just gets a base and they go from there.
It is still a
because
hit.
you can't predict what happens or what would have happened if it had not hit the umpire. Oh, unfortunately for him, he's going to have a bruise there tonight, or maybe in just a few minutes, because that was a hard ball.
That's going to hurt in the morning. Honestly, Upper Moreland might have gotten really lucky with that. I don't think the second baseman had a great read on it, and it was probably going into the outfield.
Yeah, that was a really nice rip from Hebner.
That might have honestly gotten Tooley into score.
Yeah.
The first pitch to Anthony Bruno was a strike.
Yeah.
Early in the game for an umpire to be getting hit already. Hope he's okay.
I hope so too. That really scared me.
They only send 2 to these games. You can't really lose the one in the middle of the field. The pitcher checks Tooley on second base.
And there's another nice one. Oh.
A great play by the shortstop, but he gets eaten up by it.
That
Everybody's
ball
safe.
could have easily bounced right out, and he was like hopped on top of that. Nice play by him. We have a Hatter on first, second. Hatters on first, second, and third. Bases are loaded. And who do we have up? Sean Gledhill, Jr. at Hatboro-Horsham.
And Dawson Ruggles with a great play there on that ball hit up the middle. It must have just popped out of his glove when he went down to get it because of how fast it was moving.
Oh, pop fly out
Runner's
into
tag.
right field.
And Tooley's going to score on that. Oh, the pitcher does, however, fake the runner at second back.
Hatters put themselves on the board in the bottom of the first with 2 outs, and we have a new batter. Jake Mason is up.
And you see Tooley gets a good jump on the hit, goes back after it flies out, or after he sees it in the air. The coach tells him to go, and also you can see him a little bit signal the runner at second to not go as the ball comes into the pitcher. A great cutoff play by Upper Moreland. And the pitcher fakes him out to keep him on base. As that ball is tipped foul for strike 1.
Let's go, 1-8.
as Gledhill gets hit by a pitch there. I didn't see that one, but the umpire called it, so...
Yeah, it kind of looked like it just bounced not off of him. I don't know.
We have a weird angle, though. We can't see it as easily. So
Correct.
The umpire has the best angle in the game of every pitch.
Now up is Benny Wilson, sophomore at HH.
We're already on to the 7th hitter here in the first inning, so the bases are loaded again. We'll see if Upper Moreland can step it up a little bit, get that third out before they allow any more runs to score. Keep it at a 1-run lead. Wilson takes a big swing at that one, and it's just over top. O'Donnell slowing his rhythm down a little bit so he can check the runners.
Second strike. He decided not to swing there. Count is 1-2. 0-2.
And a swing and a miss. He strikes out.
All right, as we transition from the first inning to the second, we're going to send you to a commercial break. Stick around on this gorgeous day in Horsham. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
The award-winning Hatboro-Horsham television network captures huge events throughout the school year. Hold on to these precious memories by purchasing a DVD or video file of events captured by the HHTV crew. Ordering is easy. Just navigate to the HHTV website and click on How to Order DVDs. Follow the simple instructions for ordering and your custom printed DVD will be yours for years to come. From grade school to middle school to high school, HHTV is there to capture memories that last a lifetime. The award.
We are back, and as you can see, the Hatboro-Horsham baseball team is warming up, getting ready for the top of the second inning, and the Bears are warming up themselves as well. Alex Krim back on the mound.
He's been clean so far today. We'll see if he can keep it up. It's still early. He's only thrown 1 inning, but it was a pretty quick inning. Not too much to worry about, looks like, with him today. And the catcher gets a good throw out to second as part of his warm-up. Looks like the end of his warm-up was just going to be a quick little trying to throw somebody out stealing in case. Either a little bit of a laser there.
Looks like Wilson and Krim are discussing some last-minute things.
Usually a little bit of a conversation about the batters they're expecting to see up in this inning, just to make sure that everybody's on the same page with how they want the pitches to be. Here we have Ryan Gibbs batting for Upper Moreland. First pitch is a bit inside. Count is 1-0. Ripped that one foul. Now keep in mind this is not the major league. We are playing with metal bats. So, no, those are not illegal bats you're hearing when everybody gets a contact with the ball. That one's hit right up the middle.
Right to first base.
Right to first base. Krim goes to cover, but the first baseman takes it himself. A good play by Anthony Bruno over there.
Yep, he was very calm. He scooped it up and walked over to first base. Didn't seem like he was rushing that much, but he knew he had some time. And here it is.
The pitch ran a little bit outside on the batter.
And it did bounce up there. Yeah, there he is. He sped up.
Pitch rolled a little bit outside on the batter there. You could tell he couldn't quite read it, and it almost rolled foul with how much spin there was on it after he made contact at the end of the bat. Next up we have Dawson Ruggles, the shortstop for Upper Moreland. That is strike 2 as he hits it foul off the backstop. way high and well inside. Goes over his head. Lucky we're not facing up against a taller batter here. He might have been throwing a breaking ball there, but it got away from him a little bit, either in the hand or as he released it. Just something went wrong. Another one was high inside. Whatever pitch this is, he's trying. Again, looks like probably a breaking ball. Doesn't seem to be working too well for him at the moment. Being ahead 0-2 in the count is the time to work on a pitch like that. Now the count rolls full with another ball. That one way outside and low. The catcher actually had to make a bit of a diving play to catch it.
And that ball's going straight up.
Catcher
Benny
thought he was going to make a
Wilson,
play.
yeah, getting ready to catch that. Although it went behind the fence, and it looked like some people back there taking care of that.
Luckily, everybody over there is yelling heads up when they see one go up there in case somebody might not be paying attention for a second. So hopefully nobody in the crowd gets hurt.
Yeah, that is one of my biggest fears at baseball games. And speaking of that, another one is flying straight up. Benny Wilson getting ready to catch it.
Catches it.
He catches it! And that's the second out of the inning. Nice play by Wilson. That ball went high.
That ball went really high.
And you know, with that sun, it looks like it's coming directly onto us right now. But still, I mean, he ripped off his mask and he was right there, ready to get it. That's when you know you're a good catcher.
And he was running, staring straight up. So I'm sure somebody was spotting him in case he got too close to the fence. But then at the last second, he noticed that he misread it slightly and had to run backwards and actually made that catch behind his own head. And a swing and a miss from the pitcher, O'Donnell.
Ball was kind of outside. He kind of reached for that.
Well, he probably saw it coming out a little bit more on center, and then once you're swinging, you're swinging.
Right, there's no stopping.
That one was low, but
Same
he
with that
went
one.
right at it.
Yeah, it seems like he's just going after everything.
Maybe they gave him the green light and told him just to swing at all of them.
Maybe.
Makes contact with that one, and it pushes out into left field.
Tooley has it, bringing it into Bianchini. Nothing they can do there. That was a nice rip. We weren't expecting that after those first two swings.
Just a simple little ground ball single through the hole between shortstop and third. Nothing the infielders could really do about that one. And they're pinch running for the pitcher as there are 2 outs. And in high school baseball, just to speed the game up a bit, they put a pinch runner in anytime a pitcher or a catcher is on base with 2 outs. Krim makes the play to try to pick the runner off at first, but he's back well in time. And the batter calls for time. I don't know if he called for that before or after the pitch. And the count runs to 2-0, so I'm going to assume they counted that pitch. And he's not on base, so they didn't call him for a quick pitch.
And they keep playing games right there. Krim.
The runner from Moreland barely getting back on that one.
Yeah, Krim giving it back to Bruno quite frequently as the Bear is trying to steal a base. Oh, and there goes the ball.
Way high, way foul.
Way back. Whoa.
I don't even know where that landed. That was somewhere in the JNC over here. Count runs to 1-1 now. And there's a strike. A little bit on the low side. Looks like the umpire might be running a bit of a larger zone. Not too big, though. Nothing unfair. And swing and a miss. Strike 3.
And that takes us to the bottom of the second. The Hatboro-Horsham Hatters leading 1 to the Upper Moreland Bears 0. We're going to send you to another commercial break. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Hatboro-Horsham School District is now offering partnerships to businesses looking for ways to connect with the school district community. Hi, I'm Jeannie Hagan. We have many opportunities to help your business reach more customers. Please contact me to begin your partnership with us today. Recognized for its academic excellence, the Hatboro-Horsham School District is now offering partnerships to businesses looking for ways to connect with the school district community. Hi, I'm Jeannie Hagan. We have many opportunities to help your business reach more customers. Please contact me to begin your partnership with us today.
We are back, and we are going to show you very shortly the strikeout that ended the inning.
And Krim just throws a pretty straight fastball there on the high side. I guess the batter was looking at it a little bit lower than it actually was. Goes underneath of it completely. If he made full contact with that one, that might have been gone. That was a risky pitch from Krim. High fastballs do typically look really good to batters because they're very often taken yard or taken for a home run because they're just in that spot that you can generate a lot of power when you swing. But when one goes that high, there's no way you're catching up to it, and even if you do, it'll end up popping you out to somewhere in the outfield, sometimes even like second base.
Yeah, and once again, the Hatters really keeping the Bears contained. And here we have a nice hit. It's caught by left fielder for Upper Moreland.
That would be Longstreth. Thomas Longstreth out in left field.
Yeah, and what I was saying was the Hatters really keeping the number of runs, obviously, as you can see, Upper Moreland with 0, keeping it to a minimum.
Only allowing 1 base runner so far, so always a good sign from a defense.
Yes, and the Hatters have already been bases loaded at one point, so I mean you can kind of tell what's going on. I don't know if we had mentioned this before, but the Hatters, the last time they played crosstown rival Upper Moreland, they actually went into extra innings.
They went to 9 innings, which in high school baseball they usually only play 7, so 9 innings is a pretty long game for these guys, and they won it by 4 runs in that 9th inning after some bad errors by Upper Moreland.
So needless to say, we're not really sure who's going to come out winning this. Hatboro-Horsham looking pretty decent right now. We're hoping for a Hatboro-Horsham win so that they can improve their record and move up in the American Conference standings.
That pitch came in a little bit low. The count moves to 1-2. And that one's popped up and foul. That one's well foul. Behind the Hatters dugout. Shane Carpenter currently, the 9-hole hitter, is up. Senior. And that one comes in right on the bottom edge of the zone. Beautiful pitch. Fooled Carpenter all the way. Now this pitch sinks a lot out of the hand. We're thinking it's probably a curveball. Looks like more of a 12-6 curveball than a standard one that would have a little bit of break to either side. Comes out in the top of his rotation and comes right down on the low end of the strike zone on the batter.
And that catch was made by right field.
Reese. John Reese.
All right, we're going to send you to another commercial break. Stick around as we go to the next inning. See you soon.
The Food Services Division of the Hatboro-Horsham School District prepares delicious and healthy meals every day to thousands of students, teachers, and staff. From our broad breakfast menus to the popular lunch menus, we offer quality and variety to fit most diets in every school. On the go, check out our grab-and-go menu. Our meals are made fresh because we grow and serve our own seasonal vegetables. Whether you're a vegetarian, diabetic, or in need of a special diet, our menu offers something for everyone every day of the week. The best part of our food program is the price. You get a full meal for under $3. Try getting all this for under $3 at Wawa. Our friendly staff is there to help you find whatever you need. If you want to join our staff, we are always looking for part-time workers. Great service, great choices, and fresh food for under $3 in every school. For more information, check out our website at Hatboro-Horsham.org. The food service.
We are back, and Alex Krim, as we've seen multiple times before, warming up, talking to catcher Benny Wilson. They're gonna start this top of the third inning off, hopefully on a good note. And Scott, who's up to bat for the Upper Moreland Bears?
It looks like up to bat for Upper Moreland we have number 13, Cuozo.
Their numbers are very difficult to read. They have stripes all over their
either
jerseys.
Him or number 12, but that doesn't look to actually exist on their roster, so I'm going to assume it's Trey Cuozo, number 13.
Really can hardly read those numbers because of the stripes. Oh, foul ball. That is going back, almost hitting the tree.
Could be number 17, Josh Henderson. Really no idea, unfortunately. Those jerseys are a little bit tough to read from a distance. Count it 1-1. And a big swing and a miss. Count rolls to 1-2.
Is he coming?
And another huge swing and a miss. Strikeout there for Alex Krim. The batter walks somewhat dejectedly back to the dugout.
The Emmy
Now we're gonna
Award-winning Hatboro.
Now we're going to see a replay of that strikeout pitch. Another pretty much fastball up on the high side. He's really got an enticing fastball, I guess, to those batters.
Oh!
And the second baseman almost makes the play there. A little bit out of his reach, unfortunately, but that would have been a great play to stop the hit.
Hebner laying flat on his stomach, trying to get on top of that ball. Unfortunately not working, but they just let up one base, so it's okay.
Putting his body on the line for baseball. And now here we're going to see the hit. And he swings, rips it back there. If he had hit it slightly lighter, Hebner would have been able to make that play. This one goes, Krim actually fields it himself as a little bit of a swinging bunt there. But it does function as a sacrifice ground out as Krim fields that ball and throws it directly to first for the force out. However, the runner is now on second. That's the second out of the inning. Swing and a miss for strike one there. And fouled off, strike two. That one hit the fence pretty hard. Made full contact with that, it was probably going to the outfield. And he hits it into the infield. Good play by the third baseman there, Sean Gledhill. Had to catch that one on the bounce because of how it came down, but still made the play to Anthony Bruno in time.
The Hatters still keeping Upper Moreland to 0 points, and they're leading as we go to the bottom of the third. We're going to send you to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
You are watching HHTV, the 2017 Emmy Award-winning television network. You are watching HHTV, the 2017 Emmy Award-winning television network. You are watching HHTV, the 2017 Emmy Award-winning television network.
We are back. The Upper Moreland Bears warming up in the field as they prepare to defend the Hatters. Looks like Tooley is going to kick off this batting lineup for the Hatters. Lead off, not kick off. This is not football. I use that term for everything.
Yeah, it still works. Just not the right sport.
Wrong season.
Yeah, that's over for us, unfortunately. We're both seniors.
Yeah, actually, our last production for sports in our spring schedule is on May 9th, and that is a boys lacrosse game. We have not covered them yet due to the bad weather conditions we had when we were planning on doing the pink boys and girls pink games for lacrosse.
That was last Monday. That pitch well low.
Go, Doc.
Okay, that one's a little bit questionable, right on the bottom edge, but the umpire's going to give it to him. 1-1 is the count.
Whoa! That's going out to...
Solid contact there from Tooley, and a great play by the
Nice.
center fielder. That
Nice
is
catch.
Dombrowski, Jack Dombrowski, with a great diving catch there to keep the runner off the base. If that got past him, it might have been a double.
Absolutely, that was exactly what I was thinking. You know, what if he did not get that?
And solid contact there, but fielded well by the shortstop, and he's out. A simple 6-3 put out.
And as you could see, shortstop, he ran right through that ball. He was no way waiting for that.
Donovan Ruggles making a good play, making up a little bit for his mistake earlier that loaded the bases in the first inning.
Grass is hard. Oh, yeah.
And not really sure what's happening here as there's a little bit of a break. Oh, it looks like the coach may have wanted to talk to his batter first before he headed out to hit.
And that was Anthony Bruno.
Just giving a couple notes on how the pitcher's throwing. That's the nice thing about having coaches down on the baseline. They can actually see what the pitcher's throwing a lot faster. As Bruno hits that one well foul over the Hatters dugout. One of the players who also doesn't get to sit in the dugout is running and getting that from down in the ditch.
Nice.
That one ripped by
smack
Bruno,
from Bruno.
right into the hole in the outfield. And that's a good single.
Luckily, that was in a position where they couldn't really get under it to catch it. So it bounced and gave Bruno his spot on first base. Stop laughing at me.
Go, Doc.
And that one hit right to the center fielder. 3 outs. That'll be the end of the 3rd inning here.
We're going to take it into the top of the 4th shortly after this commercial break. We'll be right back. Top of the 4th. See you soon.
The award-winning Hatboro-Horsham television network captures huge events throughout the school year. Hold on to these precious memories by purchasing a DVD or video file of events captured by the HHTV crew. Ordering is easy. Just navigate to the HHTV website and click on How to Order DVDs. Follow the simple instructions for ordering and your custom printed DVD will be yours for years to come. From grade school to middle school to high school, HHTV is there to capture memories that last a lifetime.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is now the top of the 4th inning. Krim getting in his usual warm-up, just a few throws down to the catcher, and then the catcher will throw one to second to signal to both teams that it's time to start the top of the 4th. Krim having a pretty clean game here, only allowing 2 runners so far in 3 innings of work. So it seems like he's having a good day. We're going to see Davis up first. That is Kevin Davis for Upper Moreland. And then we'll be back to the top of the order. However, it looks like their lineup may have changed from what we have, because that is not who is lined up right now to bat. Another shot of Alex Krim, now having his conversation with catcher Benny Wilson. He's getting those last couple notes in on this first hitter. It looks like the first hitter will be Thomas Longstreth, so I might just be a little bit off in what I have. Strike that.
The wind is picking up here. I'm sure you can hear it through the microphones.
The first hitter is the 3-hole hitter, Kevin Walter, because I'm terrible at math. That makes sense with having 2 base runners in the 4th inning. I was thinking it was the 3rd, so we wouldn't have gotten all the way through the order yet.
Come on, Scott.
You know.
Just kidding.
And well played there by Bianchini. Oh, he actually dropped it.
Oh, and the ball is overthrown.
That's an error. Luckily, that ball hit the top of the fence. Otherwise, he gets second base as a freebie. And the catcher, Wilson, over there, making a good play to keep that ball from rolling out into the outfield, only allowing the runner to get first. But that's a really bad error by Bianchini. Just could not field that ball cleanly off the dirt. But he is a freshman, and he's definitely an offensive star. Oh, sorry, he is a sophomore. The freshman on this team is Jimmy Tooley, who's the left fielder.
Yes, not right fielder, as we've come to that conclusion many moons ago.
And this one to Bianchini.
Bianchini again.
Redeeming himself a little bit on that one.
Redeeming himself, yes. And luckily, he has his sunglasses on too, because that sun is coming right down.
It's definitely right overhead.
Yes.
Another throw from Alex Krim over to first. Almost got the runner again. Upper Moreland taking a little bit bigger of a lead than they should be on a couple of these base runners. I guess they're trying to take advantage of the few base runners they've had. Maybe try to get into scoring position, have an easier time scoring on a light hit. That one he got a good jump on as he saw Krim step off the line a little bit earlier. Krim gets the sign from the catcher, comes set. The pitch goes in. The throw down to first from the catcher. Walter looked like he was falling asleep a little bit there at first. Didn't get back until that throw came down. And great catch by the center fielder there.
Jake Mason for the Hatters.
And keeps the runner on first as he couldn't tag up with a good throw from Mason in there. And that is the second out of the inning. That pitch well high, over the batter's head again. Looks another one that might have just gotten away from him. That one inside a little bit. Batter almost went. You can see him twitch. And here we see the runners lead. Not a massive lead, as Krim's been doing well to keep them on base. Keep throwing it over to first. That pitch comes in low. Count runs to 3-0. Now, walks are always a big deal when you're not getting many hits on a pitcher, especially in this situation where it'll move the runner over to second base. That puts him in scoring position, so then any light hit from anybody can get him right to the plate before anybody can do anything about it, because the plate's further away from the outfielders than anything else. That one right down the middle.
Beautiful pitch.
Definitely taking advantage of that 3-0 count when batters rarely swing. Threw it right in the zone, somewhere they knew it was going to be good. Fastball.
Trying that again, and he's safe again.
Krim is trying to keep the runners here close to first. He doesn't want them in scoring position on second, as I mentioned earlier. And all of Upper Moreland's runners seem to be getting a little bit of a late jump on his move. So his pickoff move's pretty deceptive. He ends up walking the batter here, getting the runner onto second. He might try to keep those pickoff moves going to second, though, as he might be slightly afraid this runner might steal. And with 2 outs, the pinch runner comes out here. Same pinch runner as last time. Now here we see Longstreth. So that was O'Donnell again, the pitcher. Comes off so he can keep himself warm.
Nice hit coming towards us. Contact,
that is,
excuse me.
That was a hit. That was
inbounds.
fair. And a run scores for Upper Moreland. Runners on first and third, as that pinch runner is quick.
All right, we're all tied up here at Hatboro-Horsham, and we have players from Upper Moreland on first and third. 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Now here we're going to see that hit again. Now that one came down right next to me. It was right on the line by us.
First pitch is a strike.
That one came down right, maybe a foot off the line next to us. And left fielder Jimmy Tooley just couldn't get himself over there in time. He's playing slightly towards center on a lot of the left-handed batters, as that is the way they tend to hit. A batter who's left-handed usually hits towards right field. A batter who's right-handed usually hits towards left field, because if you swing a little bit early on a pitch, that's the way it's going. Just with how angles work. Really the only way I can explain that one. That one's another one coming right down the line. This time, Gledhill plays it well.
Looked like Bianchini and Gledhill were going to run into each other. Guess they were communicating down there because it worked, and that is a 3rd out. And we're going to do the big switcheroo. And we're going to send you to a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Hey, Max, you forgot your phone.
Whoa!
Are you okay?
That was a close one. I'm a student who is easily distracted. I'm counting on you to not be distracted while driving and follow the rules of the road. Next time you see a bus with the lights on, please stop. Lives depend on it.
Take action to protect students. Contribute today to the Stop Armed Camera campaign and put an end to irresponsible drivers who place our children at risk. Please visit the Hatboro-Horsham website to contribute toward this campaign.
Here we are again on this gorgeous day. It is the bottom of the fourth, Upper Moreland prepping themselves for this inning on defense, and the Hatters are going to be on offense. It looks like Jake Mason is making his way to the plate. He's going to lead off for the batting lineup.
A little bit passive-aggressive there, geez. Feel the heat in this booth rising. It's kind of nice, though. It's a little bit of a chilly day compared to what we normally deal with. Count runs to 1-0 as he makes solid contact there. That sounded like a wood bat. Maybe a couple of the Hatters are playing wood bats just, I don't know, maybe they feel like it keeps it fairer, or they're planning to go to a higher level where they do play it with metal bats in college, but if they're looking possibly at getting drafted in a couple of years, nobody as a pro plays with a metal bat. Not allowed. Next batter up is Benny Wilson. Makes solid contact there, but it is a pop out to second base. Next batter up is Matt Johnson, the designated hitter. First pitch in there for a ball. Count runs to 1-0. That one's called a strike. Middle on the outside edge. And that one's well high. Catcher has to jump out of his stance a little bit there to maintain that one.
No, they won't come anyway. My mom doesn't get off until 5.
Ruggles, the shortstop for Upper Moreland, is playing back on the grass right now. Johnson is a right-handed batter, so maybe they're expecting to hit it a little bit more towards the middle. And either shallow outfield or a nice grounder up the middle.
They said sit down, see what happens. It didn't stop, so they asked if we had water over here. I said yes.
And the center fielder and left fielder are both playing fairly deep. The left fielder's actually a lot closer to the fence than he is to third base right now. Count runs full. And that one's low. Walked him. So Matt Johnson will now be sitting on first with 2 outs.
Shane Carpenter, senior at HH, up to bat now.
And we're talking at the top of the show about this being a very young team. However, there are 8 seniors this year graduating. And a lot of them are in this game, including Matt Johnson, who was just batting, Shane Carpenter, who's batting now, Alex Krim, the pitcher, who is not batting because he's a pitcher. And we have designated hitters in this league.
Jake Mason.
Jake Mason.
And then the rest of the playing roster is other grades, juniors, sophomores, and Tooley, a freshman.
Kevin Listoka, Matt Brown, and Kevin Flyshoot are the other seniors on this roster.
Also Kevin Waltz.
And Kevin Waltz. I apologize, I missed that one.
Did you say Matt Brown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt Brown sits behind me in English class. I wouldn't forget him. That would be mean.
He is quiet, though.
He's a very quiet person. Count is 1-1. Solid
Nice
contact there. That ball runs up into the middle. The outfielders have a little bit of trouble playing it.
Johnson making his way to third. So we have Hatters on first and third. Bottom of the fourth, 2 outs.
Matt Johnson looked like he got a decent jump there.
And Jake Bianchini is up to bat.
He might have been thinking about running home on that, but the outfielders did manage to get it together in time and throw a pretty good ball into the infield. Here we're going to see the hit again.
Nice step into that hit.
A good step into it and then bounced right in front of the outfielders, and you can see they didn't quite see the bounce right. And there he is celebrating his hit, talking to the coach. And that's a ball thrown to Bianchini.
Come on, Doc, let's go 1-8.
1-0 is the count. Way inside and well high. Bianchini has to jump out of the way of that one so it doesn't hit him right on the elbow.
Oh, funny bone. Just thinking about that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, those ones always hurt to watch. And that one a little bit low. Bianchini signaling to Matt Johnson to stay as the catcher did contain that ball in front of him. Just making sure he doesn't try to go when the ball is still near home plate. Called strike. Looked a little low to me, but I'm not behind the plate right now, so. We see another look at Matt Johnson here. Hoping he can get himself to home plate. Get Hatboro-Horsham that lead back. 2-out hit or walk here would be amazing.
Nice contact.
That one hit into play.
All the way out to
Goes all the way out to the left fielder.
center field.
And the runner at third is safe as he falls over the bag. May have slid a touch late there. Shane Carpenter pops up, looks okay. High five the coach. Doesn't seem to be limping at all. That was very well hit by Bianchini. You can see that one just gets hit. Gets into the outfield past the shortstop, who again doesn't make a great play. The left fielder falls over, throwing that one into third, just trying to get as much on that as he can.
The Hatters are now leading 2-1.
Count is 0-1 now. That one's outside. Throw down to second is not in time, and run
he's
scores.
safe at home.
And
Not even
ball gets past the
close.
catcher. Now the runner's gonna get to third. He steals second and then gets third on the error by the catcher.
Yeah, they weren't even close to getting him at home as the catcher was out farther in front of the plate, and it looked like he got jumbled up with the ball. So great for the Hatters.
Bad decision by.
Now 3-1.
Bad decision.
2 outs. 1-1 for the count.
Bad decision by Ryan Gibbs there, the catcher, deciding to throw it down to second on the runner. But the runner succeeded in tricking him into throwing it down and allowing the run to score, as you can't really get the ball down to second and back in time for that. So the Hatters complete the double steal, and then on the missed catch by the catcher, Bianchini gets himself over to third. He's now standing 90 feet from the plate again. Relatively. I'm not actually sure what it is in high school. Count is 2-2. And that one's popped up, foul on the third base side. Third baseman hits the fence.
Us. Oh my gosh.
Caitlin gets a little bit scared, but that one was up high enough. It wasn't coming in here. We have a nice metal roof over our heads.
Yeah, that would have been loud though.
It would have been quite
And
loud.
I probably would have screamed, honestly.
Please don't do that.
You've already heard that enough, Scott. I forgot.
That and I'm wearing headphones that have your voice pumping into my head.
Oh, exactly.
Kind of loud. And another one fouled off.
Whoa, that is going
This
over
one-
the porta pot.
This one further from us. That one goes over almost in the creek in the JNC. That would be interesting. Player from Upper Moreland would have had to do some fishing. That
Nice
one's
contact.
well struck, but
And
it's a fly out to the center fielder.
luckily, though, the Hatters gaining 2 more runs in the 4th. We're going to send you to a commercial break. We'll be right back as the Upper Moreland Bears take on their hitting.
Recognized for its academic excellence, the Hatboro-Horsham School District is now offering partnerships to businesses looking for ways to connect with the school district community. Hi, I'm Jeannie Hagan. We have many opportunities to help your business reach more customers. Please contact me to begin your partnership with us today.
We are back once again. We have number 54, Davis, up to bat to start for the lineup
He is the
for the
designated hitter.
Bears.
That one's way high, a bit inside. Davis backs out of it a little bit. Didn't really need to, but always worth the show. And always worth keeping yourself safe. That's near the head. Never want that. That one in there. Low part of the zone, but in my eyes too. Less of a questionable call. That one curved right back to his bat. Kind of one of those fun-looking ones. But well foul again over the dugout for the Hatters. That one foul-tipped. Keeping himself alive. Count stays at 1-2. That pitch
Definitely a ball.
well low in the dirt when it got to the catcher. So 2-2.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Davis. First out for the Hatters, thanks to Krim.
There's a moth that just came flying past us, and I thought there was a baseball along the way. And a good pitch, lots of curve, but swung just late. He was right on that ball. And that went up a little bit high. Just couldn't quite get it to come down enough on him. 1-0. That one in there, low part of the zone again. These pitchers are getting a little bit lucky with some of these calls on low pitches. A good play.
Gledhill to Bruno. And he's out at first.
That ball was hitting one of those weird spots that you don't know who's going to end up getting that. Third baseman always has the best angle on them, but if the shortstop gets a good jump, he can make a good throw from there too.
And that's in the pond.
That's well foul again. Maybe it hit one of the turtles back there.
Bianchini shortstop to Bruno. Oh,
Got him.
Nope, he is safe because the ball slipped out. I don't even know if it went into Bruno's glove or tipped it or whatever.
The ball.
It may have just been overthrown. And you know, that did happen earlier.
Yes.
We were saying how that was such a terrible error because, well, it was mainly because of, I think, Bianchini bobbling the ball a little bit, which delayed the throw
Bianchini fielded that one cleanly, but yeah, just overthrew it again.
Yeah.
Another one, he's lucky went off the fence and didn't go all the way out. The umpire initially called him out, but then noticed that the ball was on the fence. That one well outside and low, almost in the other batter's box. That one was in there for a strike, gets away from the catcher. The runner does take advantage. There's a runner on second. 1-0 count.
Bianchini to Bruno. Bruno stretching, and Upper Moreland coach trying to tell the ump that he was safe, but he was not. That is the third out.
You are watching HHTV, the 2017 Emmy Award-winning television network.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Upper Moreland getting ready for their defensive half of this inning, as they almost got something going in that last half inning. The runner on second with 2 outs.
And just an update, the Hatters are leading 3 to the Upper Moreland Bears 1. Hatters playing pretty well so far.
And the first pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning is low for a ball.
That's Hebner at bat.
And that one was well outside.
For that.
Well outside, but he swings at it. Saw it coming in a little bit more in the zone, but had to reach out at the last second to try and get a piece of it. Count is 1-1.
He goes for that one too.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Count goes to 1-2. And foul ball. Keeps himself alive. Out and well struck. Goes right up the middle, but through the second baseman, it looks like. Gets himself a nice single. The scorer may call that an error. They do. They gave it as an error on the shortstop, according to the scoreboard.
Anthony Bruno up to bat.
That pitch comes in low. That one's well struck.
Way past center field.
Center fielder can't quite get there. Tried to reach out for it, but
he's sprinting to second. He makes it.
Bruno with a nice solid double there.
Nice hit. We have Hatters on 2 and 3. And up to bat is Sean Gledhill for the Hatters. Let's see if he can round in some Hatters to score some more points.
As there are 2 runners in scoring position and no one on first, which means the only force out play is at first. I do have to give some credit to Jack Dombrowski there, the center fielder. That one just well struck. The ball hung over the middle a little bit, it looks like. Some credit does have to go here to the center fielder, Jack Dombrowski. He knew he couldn't make that play, so he decided to stop reaching for it, but threw an absolute laser in to the middle of the infield to keep everybody where they were on second and third. That pitch a little bit high. A lot high.
Come on, Doc.
You can see the runner starting to take a bit of a lead here. And that fielded well by the shortstop. But the run scores. The shortstop, I don't know if he couldn't get it out of his glove or just couldn't get up in time to make the throw to first. So the run scores now 4-1, and runners on first and second. And here we see again. Here we see Anthony Bruno just hitting them. That was Anthony Bruno's double, it looks like, from a second ago.
Yo, Doc, come on, kid.
And another one, a nice bunt single, loads the bases up for the Hatters. Gets everybody that little bit closer and puts another runner on for this next batter.
Go, in the air, go for.
And here we see Kevin Listoka standing on third. One of the coaches from Upper Moreland, I'm going to assume it's either Dan Hayland, the head coach, or Kevin Bray, the assistant coach, coming out, just have a chat with the pitcher, slow everything down for him a little bit, get him to get back into the right mindset. Next up we have Benny Wilson, the catcher.
And just getting an update from the softball game over at Upper Moreland. Another game getting out of there early after beating Upper Moreland 12-0. Very similar to the game on Tuesday that we broadcasted after just 5 innings. Tomorrow, the Lady Hatters will play CB East, home at 3:45. So if you're looking for something to do, go watch them. They're having a very successful season. They are now 9-1 overall, undefeated in the league.
Wilson with another foul ball here. Count stays 0-2. Another shot here of Listoka standing on third. Taking his lead out to just about right foot on the grass. Looks like he might be slightly in there. And that one was well struck by Wilson. Way back. And the center fielder does not make a good play there. Ball pops out of his glove.
Another run coming in.
2-run score.
Safe.
2-run score on the RBI. Maybe an error, maybe a single from Wilson. We'll see how the scorers call that one. And there's a lot of dust flying up around the plate right now on that slide. Jake Mason trying to make sure.
Score now 6-1, bottom of the 5th. Wow, we just got some excitement there.
This game getting a little bit out of hand now for Upper Moreland. They've allowed 4 runs in this inning alone. And it is 7-1. And that was scored as a hit, so a 2-run single there for Benny Wilson.
And that's a foul. Everyone better watch out down there.
Matt Johnson pops that well foul. Everybody starts yelling back there as they saw the pitcher step back off the mound a little bit. Last thing you want is for an inning to end on a runner getting picked off at second.
Come on, Doc.
That pitch inside. 1-1 is the count.
Hey, 1-8, you're all right, kid. Come on.
I apologize. There are no outs. For some reason I was thinking there were 2. The inning would not end, but still, you never want to have a runner picked off at second.
Another foul ball.
Matt Johnson making solid contact. He's not quite getting to them. And that one ripped up the first base line, pops out of the glove of the first baseman, Cuozo. And a run scores.
Shane Carpenter up to bat.
And here we see that hit again. Maybe an error. Probably an error. Cuozo should have had that, and the pitcher was over there to cover in plenty of time. The second baseman does recover the ball and get it to third to keep the runner there. Another
Nice.
solid strike there. And a
Ball bounces off of the kid's shoulder there.
ball eats up the left fielder there, and another run scores.
8-1. Hatters are leading. Bottom of the 5th, still 0 outs. Upper Moreland.
Here's the hit again. Ball, another one just hangs up a little bit on him. And he gets it out into left field. And looks like there might be a pitching change now, as O'Donnell is just getting really tired out there at this point. He's thrown quite a few pitches in this inning, and there are still no outs. That one's hit way up high, might be foul, popped out to the first baseman. Bianchini just didn't quite get all of that one. Pops out to the first. Cole Kitchen, who was playing second, has moved to short now for Upper Moreland. As the shortstop as the shortstop up to this point has moved to the mound. And that one's well struck. Kitchen's back, can't quite make the play.
Ooh.
Jumped for it, and the bases are going to load up. Kitchen's really mad at himself for not making that play. And Luke Siliberto has come into the game as the second baseman for Upper Moreland.
You know, talking about this game previously when they played them, it was obviously a close battle, and I guess that leads us to believe that... Go ahead, Scott.
And just well struck, gets out there up a little high, and you see Kitchen just leaps out for that, but can't quite get there.
So I guess what I was saying was, I guess that the Hatters have obviously improved as they're leading 8-1, excuse me, in the bottom of the fifth. Nowhere near close, and I know like runs can be scored pretty easily in a baseball game, especially after one hit, one play, things like that. But farther in the season, the Hatters have definitely improved, it seems.
That's one thing you get a lot from a young team. They all start to improve more. Center fielder makes the play. Runner tags up. Matt Johnson is going to score another run for HH. Has 9 runs now on 12 hits. We're wondering if this game will end like the softball game we covered the other day did in a mercy rule.
I guess it's a 12-run difference.
And here we see Matt Johnson tagging up. He gets a jump on the pitch, decides to run back because he sees the ball's hit way high. Stands there, waits for it to come down into the glove of the outfielder, and then just takes off for home. Really didn't even need to run as fast as he did. Could have probably walked. They didn't even throw it back to the catcher. They knew they were giving up that run. But now there are 2 outs. 9-1 now the score. And that pitch in for a ball. 1-0 is the count. So we see Shane Carpenter run back to second now. Carpenter looks like he's going to be off on the hit at this point, but you see a lot with 2 outs because there's no reason to try to tag up. Once the 3rd out's made, the inning's over. That one's foul. Bounces up the third base line, turns foul right as it gets to the dirt. Kevin Listoka hits that one solidly, but right to the third baseman, and the third baseman makes the force out there, and the inning is over.
We're going to take it to the top of the 6th. We're going to send you to a commercial break. We'll be right back after this.
The award-winning Hatboro-Horsham television network captures huge events throughout the school year. Hold on to these precious memories by purchasing a DVD or video file of events captured by the HHTV crew. Ordering is easy. Just navigate to the HHTV website and click on How to Order DVDs. Follow the simple instructions for ordering, and your custom printed DVD will be yours for years to come. From grade school to middle school to high school, HHTV is there to capture memories that last a lifetime.
We're back, and the Hatters are on defense. It's the top of the 6th. The Hatters are leading 9-1 against the Upper Moreland Bears on this beautiful day in Horsham, Pennsylvania.
It really is. The wind has started to die down a bit, and it's just turning into a gorgeous day. A little bit on the warm side, but honestly, beautiful.
Alex Krim warming up once again.
Still out here for the Hatters, and it was a very long half inning for him as a pitcher, just sitting there whether he was in the dugout or sitting outside because it's a nice day, it's still just, you got to really warm that arm up so you don't get a buildup of lactic acid and get a nice cramp right in the middle of the half inning. Right in the middle of throwing a pitch. That would be bad. Leadoff hitter is number 22, Ryan Gibbs for Upper Moreland. And he is the cleanup hitter. And that pitch nowhere near where the catcher was saying he wanted it. Instead of being low middle, it was pretty high and inside. That one, however, right down the middle.
Really low there.
That one really low. And the umpire down the line says he did not swing. He did not get his hands past the buttons of his shirt, or where the buttons would be if they had them. That one ripped down the third base line. It is fair. Goes back almost to the fence, and he's going to be in for a double.
That was a nice hit.
It was very well hit.
Tully, though, really getting to that ball. He scooped it up, not with his hand, but his glove. Got it into Bianchini, and they kept him to just 2 bases, and now they're going to put in a pinch runner. That is number 34 for the Bears.
He got it in nicely to Josh Hebner there. Bianchini was playing as a cutoff, just in case that got a little bit out of hand. Now we see Bianchini just trying to mess a little bit with the runner there by tapping his glove behind him to get into his head a little bit. Maybe keep him from hearing the signs from the coaches. Krim comes set, and that one's well struck again to left. This time to closer to left center. Way deep, gets back almost to the wall again.
Tully getting a handle on it though before once again he can score 2. I mean, get 2 bases, not score.
I'm not really sure why the runner who was on second stopped at third.
Yeah, I was just wondering the same thing.
Tully did get to that ball really fast. The coach may not have wanted to risk the out.
Yeah, I mean, the hitter got to second base. He did 2 bases, so I don't know why he couldn't. I mean, speed difference.
Quite often an outfielder goes after the lead runner, especially when it's a lead runner running home. But it's kind of strange. These odds are he was going to throw that to Bianchini, who was playing as a cutoff man, ready to throw that ball wherever it needed to go in the infield. That one's way foul into the JNC. Somebody walking a dog past turned around to make sure it wasn't coming at them. That pitch well outside. And that one comes back to the pitcher. Oh, never mind. It went to first base.
There.
I did not see that one.
He's out.
Krim goes over to cover well as that ball comes right back up to Anthony Bruno.
Was nice teamwork there. Alex Krim really hustling over to earn that out for the Hatters.
Run does score on that play, though. There's a runner on third base now. There's also one out in this 9-2 game here. And that's going to score a run as it goes right between the middle infielders in the air. Neither of them wanted to try and make a play for that. They also may not have been able to. Center fielder Jake Mason came up to make that play to keep him on first and keep the one run scored. And here's that hit again right up the middle. Pretty much bounced over second base and went right into Jake Mason's hands. And that was just a swing and a miss solidly. Did not see that pitch well. And swings and misses another one. That one was down a little low. Crim putting a lot of curve on that ball. And the runner steals second. The throw comes in a little bit offline. Josh Huebner had to make a good play to stop that one from coming in to the outfield again. You're going to see the runner's jump. He got a great jump on that.
Nice slide in the second.
Not really a chance to tag him out there, especially after the ball came in behind the runner, and Huebner had to dive to get it. But keeps the runner on second.
Right now, Davis is up to bat for the Bears.
That one's hit well, and another misplay by Bianchini. He should have had that one. Runners on first and third. We're going to see here what happened with Bianchini. Ball comes in and looks like it just popped up on him. He was not expecting that to bounce the way it did. And that one's well struck up the third base line, and he is out.
Nice play from Glen Hill to Bruno. We're going to take it to the bottom of the sixth. Hatboro-Horsham 9, Upper Moreland 4. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
The Food Services Division of the Hatboro-Horsham School District prepares delicious and healthy meals every day to thousands of students, teachers, and staff. From our broad breakfast menus to the popular lunch menus, we offer quality and variety to fit most diets in every school. On the go, check out our grab-and-go menu. Our meals are made fresh because we grow and serve our own seasonal vegetables. Whether you're a vegetarian, diabetic, or in need of a special diet, our menu offers something for everyone every day of the week. The best part of our food program is the price. You get a full meal for under $3. Try getting all this for under $3 at Wawa. Our friendly staff is there to help you find whatever you need. If you want to join our staff, we are always looking for part-time workers. Great service, great choices, and fresh food for under $3 in every school. For more information, check out our website at hatboro-horsham.org.
And we are back here at Hatboro-Horsham's varsity baseball field in a 9-3 game that the Hatters lead over Upper Moreland. Number 34, Kevin Listoko, looks like he'll be next up to bat. Although out there is number 11, Eric Thrawn.
Looks like the Hatters are, or at least the coach is throwing in some different players as the Hatters have such a great lead.
They have a big enough lead, why not get some of the other guys a chance to play? Maybe they'll do something good. Maybe they'll just close the game out. That pitch was well inside. That's well struck by Thrawn.
And that ball's coming right
fouled
in
on the
front
third
of
base
us.
line.
Oh my gosh.
Caitlin freaks out as the left fielder runs into the fence about 3 feet from me.
Let me just freak out right now.
I'm really afraid she's going to scream next time the ball comes this way. And
luckily I was sitting down, because if I was standing up and actually saw that entire thing happen right in front of me, I would. All right, it's coming our way in the replay.
There we are.
Look, you could see us on the donkey. And yes, the kid ran into the fence, and hopefully he's okay. It didn't look like he was coming at a fast speed.
He knew the fence was there and slowed down, decided not to go for the catch, as the third baseman, shortstop, and left fielder all ran for that one because it had so much hang time. The score is 9-3 currently.
Yes, that was my mistake coming into the bottom of the 6th.
Now, the Hatters have their 9 runs on 12 hits, while Upper Moreland only has 4 hits for their 3 runs. So both teams are pretty much keeping a good 2/3 of their hits are converted into runs. Sorry about that. 3/4 of their hits are converting into runs. But the Hatters are definitely getting a much better offensive attack here. And we now see number 37, Kevin Flyshoot, a senior out there playing. That pitch is well outside. They called it a strike. Okay. Sure. Count is 2-1. And that pitch up a little bit high. Way high. They walked him. And Flyshoot takes a nice sprint down to first base.
Yeah, he really...
Why not?
It's like he knew that that was coming. He jumped right out from the plate, and there he went. And here we have... Is that Matt Brown up to bat right now? It looks
Here
like...
we have number 35, Matt Brown. You were correct.
Yes. So, as we've seen the pattern, new faces to this game. Bottom of the 6th. They're leading by 6. No problem with that.
Yeah, it's the last inning. Why not get them a little bit of time to play? And that comes in as ball 2. I guess it was a little bit high. And slightly inside. That one right down the middle. The fans start cheering Matt Brown on a little bit here.
Nice.
And that one's well struck, but right to the shortstop. Fleischute gets back. And these new faces they're bringing in now are, both of those are seniors. So they may be trying to get their seniors some playing time as they're getting later in their season and winding down their last year.
Yeah, speaking of that, Scott, it's hard to believe that on Tuesday will be exactly a month from when it's the seniors' last day of school.
Really?
Can't believe that we've come this far.
We're getting close. I can almost taste it. And here we see the pitcher, Alex Krim, actually batting in this game. So they're definitely just getting everybody in they want. And maybe we'll see Krim in a different position on the field. They might be putting somebody else in as a pitcher. That pitch was high. Count is 2-0. That was inside. 3-0. And the catcher kicked away some dirt right before that pitch. I'm wondering if the umpire saw something on the plate, didn't really feel like calling time. And walked him on 4 pitches.
Now we have Krim at first and Fleischute on second. I think we have another new batter for the Hatters. Cannot see the number as he's batting lefty. Let's see who that is. Oh, it's Riley Robinson, a junior at Hatboro-Horsham.
And the count is now 1-1. That one's a called strike around the inside edge of the plate. It's a pretty good pitch there. And Robinson, huge swing at that one, but just underneath of it for the 3rd out.
That takes us to the top of the 7th. The Hatters remaining in lead, 9-3. We'll be right back after this commercial break for the final inning of today's baseball
The
game.
Emmy Award-winning Hatboro-Horsham Television Network provides a variety of programming serving the HH community, from news about our school district to our award-winning sports coverage to special events throughout the whole district. HHTV informs, educates, and entertains our community. We can be viewed on cable and YouTube. Come check us out. HHTV, your source of school district news, information, and entertainment.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hatters varsity baseball field. Almost called it the JV baseball field. And we have a new pitcher in this game, number 41, Benny Wilson, the catcher from the rest of the game. As Alex Krim is probably elsewhere on the field or just got tired because it is the 7th inning of a game and he's thrown quite a few pitches. And all those players, it looks like a lot of those players that we saw batting for the first time in this game are playing out on the field. For example, number 11, Eric Theron, is now in at 3rd base. Middle infield stayed the same. Jimmy Tooley is still playing left field. Looks like number 1, Riley Robinson, is in at center field. And there is a new first baseman. It looks like it is Kevin Listoka. Couldn't quite see the number there. Yes, Benny Wilson has pitched 10.1 innings. He has 1 win and no losses in 4 games played, so it appears he's coming back as more of a relieving player most of the time. He has an ERA of 1.355. Many of the pitchers on this team do have super low ERAs. Jimmy Tooley has pitched over 5 innings and hasn't allowed a single run, for example. Well, he has allowed a run, but it was not earned. Benny Wilson, Alex Krim, and Jason Tresky are all under an ERA of 2. I can't tell who the new catcher is at this point. Count is 1-1. And that pitch well outside. 2-1.
Wilson getting that ball right to first. Hatters just throwing it around at this point. They have 1 out, 2 more to go, and they could potentially close out the game in this inning.
Another stat on Benny Wilson, he has 18 strikeouts to just 2 walks this season, which is a lot. That's a crazy stat to think about. And that is out number 2 of this inning. Now, the Hatters are now 1 out away from securing this win. And the last man they will be facing up against is number 22, Ryan Gibbs. That one well struck. 3 players running towards it, and it falls right in the middle. Nobody could really make that play, unfortunately. Just hit it right into the hole between the right fielder, the center fielder, and the second baseman or shortstop. It was the second baseman in this case.
And Jake Mason right there to scoop it up and get it in.
And that's a strike, 0-1.
Benny Wilson looking over his left shoulder just to make sure
Strike 2.
that the bear on first isn't trying to make his way to second.
The Hatters are now 1 pitch away from securing this win. And that's well struck. Deep, really deep. Goes off the one hop off the fence.
Almost hit the HHTV bus. Watch out, Billy.
Run scores on that RBI double by Dawson Ruggles. Count is now 1-0 on that ball. With that run, this game becomes 9-4. Still a 5-run lead with 2 outs in the 7th inning for the Hatters. And remember, this is high school. We do end after 7 innings in most cases. Dawson Ruggles taking a big lead off a second. And that pitch comes in way low, bounces about a foot in front of the plate. And that one also a ball, walked him. Runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th, or top of the 7th. Now number 42, Thomas Longstreth, up for the Bears.
Strike on that.
Count is 1-1. Now when you're trying to control the ball, you're having some struggles with your break, you often go back to the fastball. That was the second one in a row that we just saw right there for strike 2. Because the fastball is the fundamental pitch for a pitcher. If you don't have a fastball, you're never going to do anything. There are pitchers in the majors who only throw a fastball. Bartolo Colon, for example, who has been playing in the majors for about 22 years.
And there it is. Benny Wilson throwing the last pitch of the game as he just struck number 42 out.
Called strike 3 there to end the game.
That concludes today's baseball game on this beautiful day, as mentioned before, right here at Hatboro-Horsham's varsity baseball field. The baseball team is now 4-5.
And here is that final pitch. Called strike. And that one just a great break on what looks like a sinker. Just looks like it's coming in high, drops low. The batter doesn't even attempt to swing. And it's right in there in the low part of the zone for strike 3.
And there we have it, folks. The teams are shaking hands, and they're going to part their ways and debrief on today's game. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast today. We enjoyed doing this together as our second to last sports production of the spring season. I'm your host, Caitlin Gelhaus.
Alongside Scott Aaron.
And we're reporting sports to you for HHTV. Thank you for watching.